Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to Soulfire Studios, and today I have something to show for you today. And you probably know who these guys are: the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Dinosaurs. I made multiple Megazords at the time, but none of them were just as good as this one. I'm just gonna show you real quick for the concepts I have been going through. Here's the first concept of Zords. And here's the second. This one doesn't combine, but the first one actually does. But it has parts forming on the way, so I wouldn't even bother redesigning it multiple times to make it perfect. I also had a Dino Megazord, but it's more of an interactive type, so it doesn't combine. But here is the combinable version. So, with that out of the way, let's get to each every Zord individually. First up is the Black Ranger Zord, the Mastodon Dinozord, and yeah, this one's basically inspired by the Flame Toys version because, you know, big head, small body, basically like that. Let's get into the details. The head is kind of flat, to be honest, but it's for the sake of the Mastodon shield. We also have his compact body, which is basically every single arm. Although the Mastodon M shoulder pad is basically at the back instead of the front, because the lower arms are actually the front of the body. Here's the back, has this giant gap, also in the bottom. As for articulation, he doesn't have a head movement, but he does have a hinge here, hinge here, hinge here, and hinge here, so he can articulate his trunk. So the tip is kind of like a flamethrower or something to shoot out, I don't know, morphing grid energy at the putties or any villain. His front legs actually surprisingly have movement, as well as the back legs, so not really bad for a big Zord that literally has a smaller body. But anyway, let's move on. Next up is the Pink Ranger Zord, the Pterodactyl Dinozord, and honestly this one's my favorite redesign. Because obviously it still becomes the chest piece, but it even stores the cannons and the power sword at the same time, because the cannons actually are the wings. It was originally going to be bigger, but I decided to make it smaller to make it the same size as the body. Got the pink head, no eyes, the chest piece, and oh, this piece came off. And also the wings, they're very loose. As for articulation, he can move down and not much up in the head. He can rotate it. His wings are on a hinge joint. These panels are supposed to be folded up for, you know, combining, but they do fold in and fold out. And he can move, and he can swivel at the tail sword, so he can slash enemies at the back. Overall, it's a pretty good Zord design. I got inspired by the Flame Toys, to be honest. Most of these are kind of. Anyways, let's move on. Next up is the Blue Ranger Zord, the Triceratops Dinozord, and honestly, this one's the smallest Zord out of all of them. I mean, he doesn't have any legs, kind of like, because most of these are inspired by Flame Toys, but not all of them. I decided to not add him legs to be kind of accurate to the show. I added the shades of blue and dark blue. His tail is still very short, but his head is kind of big. I also managed to find a way to actually bring a technique for the horns and the head. Now, articulation, he can move up and down in the head. That's a Megazord ankle. He can move his horns, so he can adjust them, but they're supposed to be raised up. He doesn't have any articulation so far. The tail doesn't articulate, because you just gotta remove it in order to fold the tail in. And I already spoiled the transformation, so there you go. That's basically it. Next Ranger. Next up is the Yellow Ranger Zord, the Saber-Tooth Tiger Dinozord, and honestly, this took me a lot of time to redesign, and I'm proud of what I came up with. The head is mostly resembling a cat. It's got these fangs that are based that are basically minifigure hands. The legs are the hardest part of designing it because I wanted to give it articulation, but at the same time I don't. He's also got a longer tail. Articulation, he has the same Megazord ankle joint. His legs can move back and forth. Same thing with this, and this ankle can pivot. Both ankles can pivot side to side despite being different pieces. So yeah, I don't want to say that much, although I will say it doesn't stand properly. So yeah, that's literally it for the Zord. Let's move on. And lastly is the Red Ranger Zord, the Tyrannosaurus Dinozord, and yes, it's using the same mech frame I used in every single Megazord I've, done or not done. This is literally how it's supposed to look like. I mean, I did get it right mostly, although it will include some compromises during transformation. You can see the Megazord head is split from the T-Rex head, although you can actually bring it in. Actually, no, you have to make it a little closer. His tail is kind of short. Also, just like the Flame Toys, it doesn't fold in because he's gonna actually have a tail. His skirt armor is also there, so it's not part of the pterodactyl. His dino feet, and this is supposed to be the lightning bolt, and this one's the other symbol. If you're looking at like this is like the Zyuranger Tyrannosaurus, and if you look in this side, that's the Power Rangers Tyrannosaurus Dinozord. They combine both things into one. Else, the T-Rex head is smaller than the rest of them, but overall, it's just to match the look, and the arms are kind of too long. So, yeah. As for articulation, he has a soft ratchet at the head, so he can move up. He can move down, but he can utilize that ball joint I used for his head, so he can look down even farther. His arms can move up and down. He has surprisingly an elbow bend, but this is the default position. He has no waist rotation because this is the mech frame I use. It's kind of flat, but not really flat. His legs can move back and forth. They can split. They do rotate slightly, and the feet can actually bend, rotate, and they do have a pivot. Oh, and also the tail can move up and down. So yeah, the Zord is not bad. I could use the mech frame again to maybe make a Dragon Zord. And you know what? That actually gave me an idea for the Dragon Zord. I could just use the same body proportions. Also, spoilers on the design of how I designed my Dragon Zord. You know how the Dragon Zord's designed by Heisei Godzilla? Like, it almost looks like him, but at the same time it looks like Mecha Godzilla from the Heisei era. But for my version, it will be designed to look like either the MonsterVerse Godzilla or Mecha Godzilla from the MonsterVerse. So yeah, that kind of gives you the idea of what he was supposed to look like. So yeah. Alright, now we've reached the best part of the video. Let's combine them into one. Now they do also combine into the tank mode, so we're gonna do that first before the Megazord mode. Note there's no commentary in the transformation, so enjoy me transform this Megazord.